All right, welcome. Welcome to our English Fluency and Confidence mini course. Here we are going to talk about all of the tools, tips, and tricks to help you be fluent and confident when you speak English. It's not about learning a lot of new English. It's about optimizing what you already know and learning the techniques and strategies to unlock your English confidence. So if you're ready, let's jump right in. First of all, very important, you have to understand that knowing English doesn't automatically mean you're going to speak it fluently, as you know, of course. And there are many things that go into it. Having options is, of course, number one. That's your base. That's your vocabulary that you can use. That's your grammar that you can use, and all of the options that they present to you. Now, of course, the next layer is decision making. You have to make a choice. You have these options and you have to choose the one that fits your situation and the one that's going to be the most effective for you, right? The most acceptable, quickest choice under pressure. And of course, the underlying layer to all of this is tolerance for imperfection. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. Native speakers are not perfect either, but it's all about making a choice and committing to it without being scared of making a mistake or being judged, right? Good speakers, they sound confident even when they're wrong. So mistakes is not something you should be focusing on or thinking about too much. English learners, typically, they feel insufficient, or they feel like they're not enough. They don't know enough, or they can't do it well enough. From that comes fear of judgment, of course. What if people laugh at me? What if people think I'm stupid or something silly like that? And then you become nervous. You get really, really nervous and you don't want to make a mistake because of that. And you are super, super focused on sounding perfect. Meanwhile, native speakers, they have no ego. They have no attachment to other people's opinions most of the time, right? Grammar is secondary. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing is communicating what you're trying to communicate. So they speak first, they make a choice, they commit. And if they say something wrong or unclear, they correct later. That is super, super important to remember. So of course, we cannot be native speakers and we can't compare ourselves to native speakers. That doesn't make sense. But we can learn something from them, their approach. So this is what fluency looks like. You have options, you make a choice and you commit, and then you correct or clarify if necessary. That's the ultimate technique. But as learners, we have some things that get in the way of that, of course. And first, it's translation delay. If you are still translating from your native language, it takes time. And it makes you very hesitant too. What is the best way to do this according to what I think in my native language? It's never going to work like this. Fear of commitment. But what if this option I choose is not the best one? What is the most natural way? When you start thinking these things, you can't communicate. You just can't. It's too much to take. And then you're overthinking grammar. So when all of these things are happening at the same time, how can you possibly speak, right? You know the feeling and you know exactly what I mean. So here's what helps. Instead of trying to translate in your head, build your sentence fully in English from the very beginning, right? Not before you say it, but as you're saying it. Do it in the moment. In conversations, make sure to give short spoken reactions to what the other person is saying, even if it's just a sound effect. It will help you relax a bit before it's your turn to speak, but also in the culture, it's expected and it's very common to give some kind of reaction while the other person is speaking. In other cultures, it might be a little rude or weird because, you think, I don't want to interrupt. I want to focus and really listen. But the reality of the situation is when you are talking to someone, a native speaker, like an American, let's say, and you're just silent, they might, depends on the person, of course, but most people might think, oh, am I boring? Is this person even listening to me? Why are they zoning out? Stuff like that. So make sure you do something. It'll help you get into it too and sort of warm up a bit before it's your turn to speak a complete sentence. Now, focus on choosing the first thing that comes to mind, even if it's wrong. You can always correct it later, but it's not about the perfect option. It's about the first acceptable option you can think of. And if, something came out that wasn't the best and you realize it later, go back and correct in the moment, right away. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's what everyone does. And working on your pronunciation helps you enjoy the sound of your English, which makes it a lot easier because it gives you more confidence to speak, even when you're not sure what to say, even when you're not sure if you're saying it correctly. If it sounds beautiful, doesn't matter. It's kind of like packaging. It's kind of like presentation, right? And good pronunciation, good clear pronunciation, really, it helps you get away with some, mistakes even. Really, it feels smooth and it feels clear and very cool and confident and, sexy even, when you have very clear, beautiful pronunciation. So it's something that you should definitely think about. A lot of people stay away from it. A lot of schools, teachers, tutors, even students tend to shy away from it, but it is very, very important. And I love pronunciation, as you know, if you've been following for a while. So yeah, this is basically what we're going to be focusing on this time. So I hope you took something very valuable away from it. And these are very important mindset shifts that you really, really need to be aware of and always remember. It's not about perfection. It's about just getting it done. And it's hard. Of course, it's not easy, but as you keep doing it, it keeps evolving and it keeps growing and you just get quicker and quicker and quicker. And, over time, you will clean up all of the things that you are insecure about. But first, you have to get yourself going. You have to speak. Because if you don't speak and you wait for the perfect moment, you never will. The perfect moment is now. So, do it without fear. And if you're scared, do it scared. And if you're nervous, do it nervous. But just do it. All right? Okay. I'll see you in the next one where we're going to actually start breaking stuff down. So I can't wait.